Today I'm going to start a series on PyQt5. PyQt5 is a set of Python bindings for the Qt toolkit, simply known as Qt. The one you can see on the screen is the Qt Designer. This is a visual design tool that comes with PyQt. Now, through this you can easily and quickly design your Qt applications. So you want a text label, drag your text label. You want push button, drag your push button. I'm just showing you how easily and quickly you can design your Qt applications through this Qt Designer. To get this Qt Designer and PyQt5 installed in your system, just open VS Code and open the terminal. Then install your PyQt5. It will install your PyQt5 module in literally a few seconds. Now just install PyQt5 Tools. Now this contains your Qt Designer and some other tools on which we are going to talk about in our later videos. Congratulations, you have successfully installed PyQt5 on your computer. You can now begin creating your GUI applications. Now there are two ways to create GUI applications. One, which is from scratch using a simple text editor. The next is using the Qt Designer. Obviously, you will be using the Qt Designer for developing GUI applications in PyQt. Before you do that, to understand the structure of a GUI application, let's create one through coding. Now, let me just close this so we get a nice area to write a GUI application. Now we have a nice thing about PyQt5. Actually, PyQt5 is cross-platform. It means that anything you write here will work on Android, Linux, Windows. So it is nice to know that your code will work on any OS. So we start by importing the PyQt5 classes that we need for the application from the Qt widgets and Qt core and Qt GUI. So from PyQt5.Qt widgets, import everything. I'm just pressing Ctrl+D, so it will be copied to the next line and changing it to Qt core and then Qt GUI. Though this type of global import is frowned upon in Python, however, in this case we know that the PyQt class names don't conflict with one another or with Python itself. So importing them all saves a lot of typing. In the next line, import sys like this. And then let me just tell you that every application needs one and only one QApplication object to function. The object holds the event loop of your application, the core loop which governs all user interactions with the GUI. Okay, now just create an instance of QApplication like this, app equals to QApplication, passing here sys.argv. Actually, this contains all the command line arguments. This allows us to pass command line arguments to our application. Next, finally, we call our app.exec_parenthesis. Now, what is this underscore for? Actually, this underscore is there because exec is a reserved word in Python and can't be used as a function name. PyQt5 handles this by appending an underscore to the name used in the C++ library. You'll also see it for .print_parenthesis. Now, every application needs at least one QMain window, though you can have more than one if you need to. However, no matter how many you have, your application will always exit when the last main window is closed. Okay, so just enter here, just write window equals to QMain window like this. And after that, there is a very important thing to be noted here is that every window is hidden by default. So we need to add another line to show it. So window.show. So if you get any errors like you can't see your window, you must always call .show function on a newly created QMain window, as they are created invisible by default. Congratulations, you have created your first Qt application. Let's just run it. So you got your first Qt application. It's not very interesting at the moment. So next we will add some content to the window. If you want to create a custom window, the best approach is to subclass QMain window and then include the setup for the window in the __init___ block. This allows the window behavior to be self-contained. So just make here a class. Let me just exit it. Class main window like this. Window. And in the parenthesis write QMain window and then colons and then define __init__ parenthesis, and in parenthesis make sure you write self. Give a colons and then enter. Now when you subclass a Qt class, you must always call the super __init__ function to allow Qt to set up the object. So write here super and then the main window and give a comma and then self. Give a dot __init __ parenthesis. That's it. And next we set the window title. So just write here self dot set window title. Set window, this the last one, sorry, this one. Now here just write anything. So just write my first app, something like this. Then we are going to create a label, our first widget, a Q label. So make here a variable label equals to Q label like this, and then in the parenthesis write this is wonderful, something like this, and then we want this in the center of our window. How will we do that? So just hit on enter and label dot set alignment and here Qt dot align center like this. So there the Qt namespace is full of all sorts of attributes that you can use to customize and control Qt widgets. We'll cover that a bit more later. So our label will show up in the middle of the window after this line, and then finally just set the central widget. So self dot set central widget. Set central widget, and our central widget will be label. Okay, this is a QMain window specific function that allows you to set the widget that goes in the middle of the window. Now let me just change it to main window, and then let me just run this code. So you can see this is wonderful. This is a text label. In the next video, we will go to a bit more depth and we will cover a few more things like signals, buttons, slots, events, etc. To see the part 2 of the series, click on the video on the left, and the video on the right is on automating Google Meet using Python.